Hello, Miami. This is 305 Sports Now, your home podcast and channel for all things Miami sports related. I am Will, and all of you out there, please forgive me that my voice is still a little bit hoarse as I'm still trying to fight off a very bad cold. But I'm here. I'm here to give you some coverage and some perspective on what happened with the Miami Dolphins against San Francisco 49ers, as it was a very difficult defeat as the Dolphins fall to 8-4 and lose pretty much to a third string quarterback in Brock Purdy. It was obviously Tua's worst game. All right. Tua goes 18 for 33, 295 yards passing. He was sacked 3 times, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. One of those interceptions was not his fault. Jeff Wilson falls on the play, allowing the defender to pretty much make the easy interception. The second one, he throws it right behind Tyreek Hill, and the ball gets deflected up in the air by Tyreek and ends up becoming interceptions. An interception that's actually happened in back-to-back passes by Tua. Tua hadn't had an interception in nearly 200 dropbacks, this season. So it was very tough for Tua to get those picks in particular. But it was a bad game all around. I think everybody has a lot to blame. All right, I do think there were a couple drops in the game as well. Like Sherfield on that play that got reviewed. He should have basically just rolled on the ball. He tried stopping himself by using his form, and the ball got jarred loose a little bit, which was ruled an incomplete pass. And then you had, Mike Gesicki, who normally makes those grabs, and he was, although originally called a catch, it was ruled out of bounds. But the bottom line is, though, Tua did miss on guys. I think the whole Mike McDaniel versus Kyle Shanahan thing was overly worked, and that might have played a role in the reason why the Miami Dolphins were just not ready for this football game. Much credit has to go to the 49ers, though. They did prove why they are the number one defense in the NFL. They totally harassed Tua. It is imperative that Teron Armstead is playing in the game, because when Teron is not in the game, everything is does not work out the way it's supposed to be. When Tua was 5-0, when they racked up those victories, Teron was playing in those games, and that's something that the Miami Dolphins are gonna have to work on, because you get what you get with Teron. When he's on the field, he is a absolute beast stud. He keeps the quarterback's jersey clean, but when he's not on the field, it's a totally different offense. So you may have to leave a running back out there to chip, the defensive end from coming in, because Nick Bosa just flat out ate. I mean, he had 3 sacks in the game. Pretty much the strip sack fumble that led to a touchdown sealed the deal for the 49ers. So again, the 49ers defense proved why they are number one in the NFL. They forced 4 turnovers, 3 on 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble that led to a score as well. They held the running game in check, 33 yards rushing as a team for the Miami Dolphins. Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert could not get anything going whatsoever as far as the ground game goes. Although Tua did throw for 295 yards, it didn't feel that way. The eye test was not very good for the Miami Dolphins. However, Tyreek Hill had a great game, though. All right, Tyreek had 9 receptions, 146 yards basically catching the ball. 1 touchdown along of 45 yards, 1 target. Trent Sherfield, in the game to start off well, Trent Sherfield had that 1 catch alone. That was a 75-yard touchdown reception from Tua Tagovailoa. Okay, so basically 120 yards of the 295 were on 2 plays. All right, that's pretty much what I'm trying to say as far as Tua goes. The defense kept them in the game, but I don't think it was a solid defensive performance. For having a third string quarterback in the game, Brock Purdy should not have been so comfortable throwing to his mates. All right. And during this game, Brock went 25 of 37, a modest 210, only a little under 6 yards per reception. All right. 1 interception, one interception that was really a throwaway pass because it was on 4th down. And to be honest with you, X-Man should have knocked that ball down, but he really wanted to pick, and it was good for him to have an interception for the year. He was sacked 3 times. Like, the Dolphins did get to the quarterback, though. Okay. So that's something that could be said. A lot of people online have talked about how Purdy's pocket presence might have been better than Tua's. I don't agree. Purdy sped into sacks and ran into sackers, defensive linemen. So that's kind of something that I think, needs to be talked about. His QBR rating was not great. It was at 56.9, but nonetheless, he did manage the game enough to give the 49ers a victory, and those 2 touchdown passes were critical in the game to give, again, the 49ers the victory. But the game ball for the 49ers will go to Christian McCaffrey, right? McCaffrey, 17 for 66, all right, had a long of 30 yards. He looked really good in the game. When he plays well. Sometimes he misses a lot of time because he's always injury prone, but he's very effective when he's in the game as well. He also had 8 catches for 80 yards as well with a touchdown as well. So all around good, all around game for the 49ers. I'm not gonna lie. The Dolphins were, pretty much in the game for most of the game, but it was the 49ers game to win. The Dolphins were the underdogs in that game. They were a 3-point underdog, but the Dolphins did have many opportunities to beat the 49ers. They did leave a lot of plays on the field. That is true, and that cannot be negated as fact. Okay. Now, a couple things. A lot of people online are wondering, this was Tua's biggest game, since his return from his injury, and they say he didn't play well. This wasn't Tua's best game, but I'm not, as a fan and the body of work he's put this season, I'm not afraid of Tua going forward. Okay, I think that the Miami Dolphins have a quarterback that is efficient, makes the right throws, and is deadly accurate enough to lead them into the playoffs. Mike McDaniel has done wonders with fixing Tua's confidence, and also Tua has done and put in the work to make himself an efficient passer in the league. He was one of the best passers coming in, probably only behind Pat Mahomes. All right, coming into the game against the 49ers. So I'm not worried as a Dolphin fans. Dolphin fans need to take, a lot of them that are anti-Tua, you need to take a chill pill. All right, this guy has been very effective throughout the season. All right, and if you say, well, he faced a good team now, all right, he faced a good team now, and look what happened. Well, this guy still beat the 49ers. All right, I'm not the 49ers, I'm sorry. He beat the Bills. All right, he beat the Ravens in an amazing comeback on the road. They've beaten the Patriots. I know the Patriots haven't been the best football team this year, in particular, but nonetheless, the Patriots are still the Patriots. All right, they still a pretty quality football team that could sneak into the playoffs, all right, as well. Okay, and although the Lions are the Lions still, the Lions play a lot better at home and have been playing better football lately at 5-7. So the bottom line is Tua Tagovailoa has been has been a very efficient passer throughout the year. He's had very good football games. The Dolphins, again, were undefeated, 8-0 when Tua starts and finishes games as well. So Dolphin fans that are anti-Tua, take a break, take a breath. The Dolphins will be fine. They need to show up their defense. All right. They need to get that running game going because the quarterback's best friend, especially in this Mike McDaniel system, is a running game. All right. And they need to get Teron Armstead back. Last week, I talked about the three most important players on offense are Tua, Teron, and Tyreek. If you have those three components together, the Dolphins are unstoppable and they could fire it out with any team in the league. All right. But if one of those pieces is missing, you will notice a difference in the offense. All right. Defense, you got to play better on the road. I mean, the Dolphin defense is not bad at home. I'll even say that the game against Houston when they gave 15 points, they pretty much laid back a bit. But the Dolphin defense has been pretty solid at home. All right. They've had good home performances, but on the road is where they've struggled. Okay. You may have to play a game on the road in the playoffs, so you do have to step up. You're gonna go to Los Angeles next week and play the Chargers. All right, it's becoming nighttime game. Okay, then you're traveling to Buffalo, and they just moved up the game to Saturday night as a marquee matchup. It's gonna be freaking cold over there. So for me, the Dolphins have got to get this win against the Chargers because I find it very difficult, even though Buffalo's been erratic lately. I find it very difficult to beat the Bills over there, in Buffalo at nighttime when it's freezing. Okay, I just find it. I think the Dolphins' best bet to not have a disastrous road trip is to get this win against the Chargers, which are a very beatable team. Their defense has given up points this year, and I think the Dolphins could neutralize Justin Herbert, right? Enough to give two opportunities to win the football game. Armstead might play against the Chargers. Let's hope that happens. If he does, let's hope he doesn't get hurt. But I think the most important game will probably be against Buffalo because it is a division rival. So if you can keep Armstead out for the Chargers game to make sure he's fully 100% against Buffalo, I think that's better. Even though you're now dealing with Joey Bosa, all right, another Bosa brother who's also good, at rushing the passer. But the bottom line is the Miami Dolphins have got to get this win against Los Angeles to get ready against a showdown against the Buffalo Bills. All right. So Tua's gonna be fine. I think that he's just gonna regroup. I think they'll make some adjustments, especially on the left side of the offense in particular, to make sure Tua has as much protection as possible. But again, defense, they are getting at the quarterback, so they're gonna have to get the quarterback they're gonna have to get at the quarterback a lot this game because Herbert is a bit more mobile than both Purdy and also Jimmy Garoppolo. All right. Much shout out. I gotta give a shout out to the Finstones, right? The Finstones have been very supportive of this YouTube channel and podcast lately. So shout out to the Finstones, right? If you want to follow them, look them up on any social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, etc. All right, the Finstones. All right, that's PHIN Stones, of course, and of course, just look them up. Okay. All right, everybody. I am Will. Stay safe. God bless. See you soon. If you like what you heard, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye.